Breaking news coming in as far as the IPL spot fixing hearing in the Supreme Court is concerned. The sideline BCCI chief N.Srinivasan is making a case for him to not be disallowed from contesting the next BCCI elections. Remember, earlier in the hearing yesterday and earlier today as well, the court seemed to be in no mood to allow N.Srinivasan, the president in exile, to fight fresh elections and come back at the helm of the body. In fact, the Supreme Court went ahead to say that the BCCI should be without N.Srinivasan if it has to move forward and take actions in the IPL spot fixing saga. His counsel, Kapil Sibal, is arguing on behalf of Srinivasan and is saying that there is absolutely no basis to indict Srinivasan, and Srinivasan has also questioned the charge of the alleged cover-up, saying that there is no cover-up that is being alleged from his side. That's the breaking news coming in from the Supreme Court after repeated setbacks for the president in exile, N.Srinivasan. The man is still fighting out in the court, making the argument that he should not be disallowed from contesting the next BCCI elections. Almost everything that is involved with this case in a way depends on whether N.Srinivasan is allowed to contest the next elections or not. Remember, the BCCI has already postponed its annual general meeting twice to be able to allow N.Srinivasan to fight the elections. But so far, the Supreme Court has not given any indication that it's in a mood to allow that. All right, so that's the breaking we're getting in from the Supreme Court. N.Srinivasan continues to fight for his chair, not willing to give up, while he did accept earlier in the court that it was his mistake to continue to attend BCCI meetings and also that working committee meeting earlier this year after being, basically working as an exiled president. When the court raised up this issue today in the hearing, that why is he trying to be part of the proceedings through another route as a member of the Tamil Nadu Cricket Association, Srinivasan, through his lawyer, actually accepted that it was his mistake to be part of these meetings. But at the same time, now he's arguing in court that there is no basis to indict him anywhere as far as the Mudgal report itself is also concerned, and he's even challenging the charge of the petitioners that there's an alleged cover-up. Srinivasan and his lawyer there in court arguing that there's no cover-up from his side, the charge is absolutely baseless, and there is no other basis as well for him to not be allowed to fight elections. In fact, the court, when listening to these arguments from Kapil Sibal, Srinivasan's lawyer, also asked the petitioner's lawyer, Nalini Chidambaram, whether it is fair that just on the basis of certain findings of the committee against Srinivasan, should the right of contesting elections be curtailed too. So the court asking both parties questions in this regard. Of course, the court also brought up this issue of the committee itself, the Mudgal committee giving N.Srinivasan, as we can say, a so-called clean chit as far as a cover-up is concerned. Remember, the Mudgal panel committee report says that there was no move from N.Srinivasan to scuttle the probe into match fixing. Radhika Tongar, my colleague, is joining us from the Supreme Court. Radhika, it seems N.Srinivasan is in absolutely no mood to give up his chair. He continues to fight in the Supreme Court through his lawyer, now arguing once again that there is no basis to keep him from fighting the next elections of the BCCI.
Yes, absolutely, Shivani. Ever since this trial started, N.Srinivasan has been trying to prove that there is no conflict of interest. Since yesterday, his counsel, Kapil Sibal, has given various examples quoting different federations, different bylaws, saying that as far as N.Srinivasan is concerned, he's been the president of the BCCI for a very long time, and he served the cricket board very well. He served the country well as far as being the president of the BCCI is concerned, and there's never been any question raised on his presidency. That is what Kapil Sibal has been reiterating and trying to stress upon since yesterday. And once again, that is what has been happening in the court since the morning, when they have been trying to prove that there's no conflict of interest. When post-lunch, Kapil Sibal presented options to the Supreme Court as an alternative to Supreme Court, saying that the BCCI should hold elections minus Srinivasan. A couple of those options, like we had said earlier, were the ones that the BCCI had already used up about appointing committees themselves. But the court, since they had said very clearly that they do not feel that an independent inquiry can happen, a fair inquiry can happen as long as Srinivasan is at the helm of affairs. The other options that were suggested by Srinivasan did include committees being set up by the Supreme Court itself, committees being set up independent of the BCCI. Obviously, that is something that Srinivasan is okay with, but as far as not contesting in the elections is concerned, he clearly feels that there is no conflict of interest. That is what his counsel Kapil Sibal has been trying to say, and that is what his counsel has been stressing, that Srinivasan should be allowed to contest the elections, since as far as he's concerned, there is no conflict of interest.
All right, so N.Srinivasan continuing to fight that battle over the conflict of interest, maintaining that there is none and there is no reason to disallow him from contesting the next BCCI election.